Leanne Ross, do you know the origin of the word engram? It appears in non-Scientology dictionaries as the following: a hypothetical permanent change in the brain accounting for the existence of memory, a memory trace. But it has its own specialized definition in Scientology as a moment of pain and unconsciousness, which is stored in the reactive mind. Okay, yeah, this is always an interesting one, Leanne. Thanks for bringing this up. I did look into the origin of the word engram, and it comes from a memory researcher named Richard Seaman, or Simone, or Semen. It's a little hard to tell. It's Semon. I believe he was German because the word has German roots or use or something in its etymology. It comes from en, which is in, and gram, referring to like gram in its written or wordy sense, grammatical, grammar, that kind of thing. So it's in a letter. In this case, gram meaning a letter. So inside a letter. So I think the idea here is that you have memory, and you're talking here about memory, and whereas there are memories in our brain, stored in our brain, that are stored in the neurons or cells somehow, they are positing here. You would be seeing inside. If a word was a memory, then you'd be seeing inside it to what it is that's making it up, and that would be an engram, right? An engram. So I think that's, anyway, if that's clear. I'm probably not speaking as clearly as I could be. Anyway, as far as so that's the origin of the word, and Hubbard grabbed it up as a medical term. He said in Dianetics that he used the term because it's a not often used medical term, which seemed to apply because it was the idea in Dianetics is that these moments of pain and unconsciousness that were stored, Hubbard didn't know where they were stored, and he made a big deal about that in Dianetics. He said, we're not addressing structure. We don't know where this stuff is located. And over the years, he went all in on cellular memory and activity being important to life function and memory and all the things that are happening to a person. He went all in on that, and then he went all the way out of it and said, nope, it's all the spirit, it's all the Thetan. And who cares what the cells are doing, and the biology isn't really that important. And the reactive mind became it was sort of like physical, but non-body. It wasn't in the cells. It was in some sheets of electrical energy, which I'm always making motions to hear when I'm talking about them, and I don't know why. But there are these sheets of energy that are supposed to store your memories, and you carry these around with you, and this is what your mind is composed of, according to Scientology principles. In medicine, much more interestingly, as far as I'm concerned, because the sheets of energy thing have no basis in any science of any kind. Nobody's ever measured them or seen them or taken them apart or sensed them in any way. So whatever, you might as well say blue Smurfs, whisper secrets in your ears all day, and that's how you remember things. In real science, engrams are hypothetical because memory is complicated and not at all figured out. Not even remotely figured out. Memory happens all over the place in your brain. All kinds of places are firing off different things to activate when you are remembering things. And so they don't have this nailed down, and that's why part of the definition is a hypothetical instance of change, permanent change in the brain. It might well be that certain memory cells are temporary holders. They hold the data kind of similar to RAM in a computer, right? It holds it, but turn the computer off, it's all gone. Well, maybe whatever, can turn on and off our memories. We just don't, we're not understanding that at all yet. There's lots of theories, lots of ideas as research gets done on this. And I find that stuff way more fascinating because it's actually based on things you can see and look at and measure and stuff in the brain. I find that stuff infinitely complicated and fascinating. The wooey, sheets of energy, it's all in your mind, and your mind is something you've been carrying around with you for billions of years. Okay. So there you go.